drive 25 miles to the county seat. I want to talk about the close to the people question.
Well, to go back to the last question that had to do with it's only 3% of the budget, so why worry about it? When you look at it statewide, if we're talking again $500 million a year, it starts to add up. And to me, that is the weakest defense for continuing to do something that we shouldn't. Relative to the services that are delivered by townships and particularly related to poor relief, a couple of things that I think are important. One is that by having a countywide system, you will have uniform delivery of service within the county. You will have uniform standards for how people qualify for poor relief, because even today within counties, it is very different from one township to the next as to exactly who's going to qualify and what they qualify for. And it will be, again, the responsibility of the community, of the county, to make sure that those services are readily available. And there is a period of time that is allowed for in the legislation to be able to have those that are currently delivering those services, to work with those who will be delivering those services, to make sure that all of those bases are covered and that there is not a fall off in the kinds of very important services that are provided.
Okay. And the question about the closest to the people and having to drive 25 miles.
Well, I have said that if that's such a good idea, then we ought to elect someone on every block. We ought to have even more local elected officials and create more layers of government. And that's what it really has become, I think, over time, over a 150-year period. The kinds of services that township government provides today are much better provided in a much more uniform way by other units of government. In most cases, the county. In some cases, it will be the municipality that, for example, an entire township is located within. And in doing so, you are able to deliver better services. We have ways to communicate with our elected representatives that we did not have 150 years ago. If you can't get a hold of someone on the internet, you can call them on the telephone. We have much greater access to people. In township governments, again, we go back, the reason that they are the size that they are, which is typically, or the ideal was 3 miles by 2 miles, is that provided access for everyone to be able to get to a county official or an elected official within walking distance or on horseback. And again, we seem to have remedied both of those circumstances over the last 150 years.
There's a quick PS to that. A system that was close to the people wouldn't have 74% of all the elections uncontested. In township elections, there is no contest, 3/4 or more of the time. That's not a system that people even know exists. Secondly, no system as close to the people would tolerate spending $2 on yourself for every dollar you spend on the poor. That happens in Indiana. It's happening in the township we're meeting in today.
And I might add that you're likely to drive more than 25 miles to find your township assistants, because only 6 of those, of the 20 here in our county, as reported in our newspaper this week, have phone numbers published in the phone book. So you'll be driving around more than 25 miles trying to find them. Do you support voluntary or forced consolidation of fire departments within a county?
Our recommendation, as I said earlier, does not include closing any fire departments in Indiana. We believe that public safety services should be coordinated on a countywide level to make sure that with all of the existing providers, if those are the decisions that are made at the county level, at the local level, that all of those departments could easily remain in position, in place, but to guarantee that countywide you have effective and equitable delivery of public safety services that go to everyone within the community. So again, we don't propose closing any fire stations. We believe that volunteer fire departments are of extraordinary importance in local communities all across Indiana and deliver, in many cases, great services. But we also believe that in terms of quality and consistency, that having those services coordinated countywide makes sense.
And several more questions about townships, obviously the subject of passion here. How do you say 622 million? I'm not sure where that number comes from specifically. But
It comes from your sheet.
my sheet. Okay. Okay. Balls's number. Okay. How will you save it? Who will do the work? What happens to the 200 million in the township bank accounts? And do you intend to talk with township trustees? Joe gets it.
Those are numbers that Ball State put together, looked at the recommendations that were made. They looked at efficiencies that have been achieved in other places, looked at small communities as well as more urban communities, and those are the numbers that they came up with. And again, the 400 to 622 million is the range that they gave, depending on the kinds of efficiencies that are achieved in different communities. Again, from our, the guesses that we took on the basis of some of the information that we had relative to savings in Marion County and then up in Muncie and Delaware County, and other places that came in with examples. That is not unlike what we had anticipated we would see. And actually, again, if you look at eliminating all of those elected official positions and you look at eliminating 1,200 units of local government, the impact is going to be in that neighborhood. But again, many of these decisions, in terms of, not all, but many of them, in terms of how it would be organized, are left at the local level. We're not telling anyone that they have to close schools or close libraries or eliminate fire departments. But we believe that you eliminate duplication of services, you eliminate the confusion that is caused by having all of these different levels of government, and in that, and the savings and administrative costs of greater buying power, greater cooperation, of the ability to be able to set priorities on a countywide basis, for example, on fiscal policy and on the delivery of services, that we will be achieving efficiencies all along the way that will translate into some savings.